Republicans in Congress are rejecting the latest offer by Democrats to reopen the government if Republicans will extend Affordable Care Act subsidies for a year so insurance rates don't spike. Government shutdown is in its 38th day, longest in history. Tonight, the Supreme Court has granted the Trump administration's request to temporarily block SNAP food benefit payments. Trump administration had lost in lower courts and was ordered to pay out those November benefits in full. In fact, some states had already delivered those benefits. Here in Colorado, state leaders submitted a request for SNAP payments to be loaded onto the EBT cards. If that were to be approved, the benefits would have gone out as soon as tomorrow. 42 million Americans rely on that program, including 600,000 people in Colorado, half of them children. So while this back and forth continues in the courts, the demand at food banks in Colorado is rising.
Yeah, and access to healthy foods is, of course, important for a lot of reasons. For people living with chronic disease, it goes beyond nutrition. It can also be essentially part of health care. 9 News reporter Shalima Maharaj is live in studio with us tonight. Shalima.
Well, 1 in 8 Coloradans face hunger, and for people living with diabetes, the challenge goes beyond having enough to eat. It's about making sure those meals are healthy and consistent.
It's really challenging because the food prices are very high right now.
Tamika Adams knows what it's like to struggle.
I'm a type 2 diabetic.
What she puts in her body isn't just a choice. It's about survival.
I'm just getting that a lot of people are worried about how they're going to feed their family and their children during this time of the shutdown.
She used to be among the 600,000 Coloradans depending on SNAP to keep food on the table.
You need the energy levels of, your breakfast, your lunch, your snacks, your dinners.
The CDC says food insecurity not only increases the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, but also makes it harder to manage.
Especially for patients with diabetes who are also taking insulin, their blood sugar can get too low if they go too long between meals.
According to Dr. Megan Adamson, Chief Medical Officer at Stride Community Health Center, what we eat plays a major role in preventing and treating chronic illness.
It really means that we see worse health outcomes. We see more people in the hospital from things like heart attacks and strokes.
At Metro Caring, the focus is on keeping the shelves stocked with healthy food. Nayambe Ladon says that during the pandemic, demand surged by 300%, and it hasn't slowed down since.
So things that like dry goods, beans, rice, we'll take canned goods as well.
For Tamika Adams, the priority now is seeing the community come together. A safety net built by the people for those who need it most.
We have to come together as a state and make sure that we have the resources for the people in our community.
Well, Dr. Adamson says many of the patients they see depend on SNAP, and for some, it's a huge difference maker, allowing them to afford basic needs like rent and utilities. So they'll be watching, right along with everyone else, to see what happens next. Shalima Maharaj, 9 News.